There's an old joke in wine country. How do you make a small fortune in wine? Start with a large one. Max just bought 20 acres of vines anyway. And today I'll show you why the joke is mostly true, how the math actually works, and the 3 plays that turn a beautiful money pit into a real business. This is how you acquire a vineyard. First, the sticker price, and location changes everything. In Napa Valley, prime vineyard land runs $300,000 an acre and up, which means a modest 20 acres costs more than most companies. But drive 2 hours to Paso Robles, or up to Oregon, or into Washington, and established vineyard land runs $50,000 to $100,000 an acre. Max paid $2 million for 20 planted acres with a small barn and a license to pour, in a region tourists actually visit. That last part matters more than the soil, and we'll get to why. He also paid for established producing vines, not bare land, because bare land means planting costs of $25,000 an acre and years of waiting layered on top of everything else. Now, the farming math, and here is where the joke begins. 20 acres yields around 4 tons of grapes per acre, 80 tons, and quality grapes wholesale for roughly $2,000 a ton in a region like his. That's $160,000 a year in revenue for a year of real farming. The costs: pruning, canopy work, spraying, harvest labor, water, equipment, and insurance run $5,000 to $8,000 per acre. Call it $130,000. So the farm nets may be $30,000 in a good year, nothing in an average one, and a loss whenever the weather has opinions, which in farming is most decades. Selling grapes is agriculture, and agriculture is a hard way to get rich. If Max stopped here, he bought himself a very scenic break-even job. And it gets worse before it gets better, because vines run on a clock you cannot rush. Plant new vines and you wait 3 years before the first real harvest, 5 before quality fruit, and replanting a block means feeding it, watering it, and staring at it while it earns nothing. Wine is the only business in this series where your inventory literally grows at the speed of weather and then ages in a barrel for 2 more years before anyone can drink it. Patience isn't a virtue here. It's a line item. So how do the smart ones make it pay? They stop selling grapes and start selling wine. Play 1. Make the wine yourself. The same grapes that wholesale for $2 a bottle worth of fruit become a $35 bottle with a label and a story. And even after winemaking costs, barrels, bottling, and the tasting room pour, the margin per acre triples or better. Play 2, and this is the entire modern wine business, the wine club. Visitors taste for free or $20, join the club on a sunny afternoon, and then a box shows up at their door 4 times a year on a credit card they forgot about. Clubs are recurring revenue with wine attached. The margins would make a software company nod, and a few hundred loyal members can out-earn the entire 80 tons of wholesale fruit, which is why every serious estate treats the tasting room like the whole business, because it is. Play 3, the venue. A vineyard is the most photogenic asset in this series, and weddings pay $5,000 to $15,000 a night to stand in it, photographers in tow, everyone posting the view for free. Events, tastings, and a farm stay in the barn can quietly cover the whole farming budget before a single bottle sells. Run all 3 plays well, and the estate does what the farm alone never could. The tasting room and club gross a few $100,000, events cover the overhead, and the property clears a real 6-figure profit, while the vines keep growing more expensive looking every year. But the landmines in wine are biblical. 1. Weather and smoke. A single wildfire season nearby can taint a whole vintage. Frost can erase a harvest in one April night. Hail can do it in 10 minutes. And crop insurance softens the blow without ever saving the year. 2. Water. In the West, the water rights matter as much as the dirt, and a vineyard without secure water is a decorative dying lawn. 3. The licensing maze. Because making and shipping alcohol means federal permits, state permits, and rules that change at every border your wine club crosses. And 4. The romance tax. Every year, somebody overpays for a lifestyle, hires a manager, visits twice, and quietly sells 5 years later, exhausted. The vineyards that work are businesses wearing a postcard, run by people who read spray schedules and club churn reports before breakfast. The ones that fail are postcards pretending to be businesses. And yet, underneath it all, sits the quiet consolation prize: the land. Good vineyard land in proven regions has appreciated for decades because they are not making more hillsides with the right sun. Even when the wine barely breaks even, the dirt compounds, which is why family money and institutional funds keep buying vineyards through every cycle. The same way they buy trophy ranches in timberland, scarce, beautiful, and impossible to manufacture. Worst case done sensibly, Max farms at break even for a decade and exits with millions in land gains. Best case, the brand takes off and someone buys the whole estate, label, club, and all at a fat multiple. So here's the Vineyard playbook. Buy in a proven region tourists already visit, at farmland prices, not Napa trophy prices. Secure the water rights like they're the deal, because they are. Sell bottles and memberships, not grapes, and let weddings pay the overhead. Budget the 3-year clock and a bad vintage reserve before you start. Do all that, and the old joke gets rewritten. You make a small fortune in wine by running the vineyard like a business and letting the land do the rest. This is Acquisition Insider, showing you how the machine really works. Subscribe.